Hello everyone, welcome to my programming club. Today we will be solving another daily lead code problem, and the problem's name is Pascal triangle part 2. So given an integer row index, you have to return the row indexed uh, row of Pascal's triangle. For example, in Pascal's triangle each number is the sum of two numbers directly above it, as you can see in this animation. Okay. So for example, the row index if let's say the row index is 3, then this is the following row that will be returned: 0, 1, 2 and 3. This is the third row. Okay. Now let's try to copy this image and see how the equations can be formed for Pascal's triangle. Okay, if we fill this Pascal's triangle, we will observe that these two values will be added and their sum will be written here, and these two values will be added and their sum will be written here. Okay, and similarly these two, so on. So these are the row indices: 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So to generalize, let's say if you want to comma row comma C cell, this is the cell that you are looking to fill, then it will be nothing but the sum of its directly above two cells. The row directly above it will be row minus 1. Okay. One cell will be the previous cell and another cell will be the current cell. For example, if you take this row, first row and the second row, and you mark the indices, let's say 0, 1, and in the second row also, let's say you mark the indices 0, 1 and 2. So for the last two indices, the value will always be 1. We will be not checking for them. Initially, we will filling the whole matrix with ones. Okay, and for this particular cell, the equation will be row minus 1, column minus 1. Column minus 1 is this cell, and row minus 1 and column, which is the same column as of this particular cell. So it will be triangle, it will be triangle. Okay, we will store the results for each of the cell, and they will be used to compute the following row, cells of the following row. Okay, now this will be our approach to fill the triangle. First, it will be to populate triangle with ones, triangle with ones, and for each row, calculate cells other than first and last. Okay, now let's implement this approach. First of all, we will declare a vector. It will be a 2D vector, or say array, and which will be having let's say rows, number of rows equal to the row index, and starting from the 0th index till the very last index, which is the row index, you will be filling your plus 1 is for zero based indexing, since we have to return the last row. Okay, and then number of columns, let's declare a variable called number of columns, or say call numbers. Initially it will be 1, since the topmost row is having only one column. As we move, column number will be incremented. So we will declare another vector. This is for column, and its size will be column number. Okay, and along that we will increment column number every time, and all the cells in the column will be initially filled with 1. And then what we will do is, for the first and the last column, we will skip that, starting from the second column, which will be the first index in a zero based indexing, and instead of that, column number can be incremented at last to make our calculations easier. Okay, so column number -1. Okay, last and the first column we have skipped. Keeping the last and first column. So we forgot to name this 2D vector. Let's call this triangle. Tria. Triangle row comma column will be nothing but this will be done not for the first column. We will not be filling for the first column since it will be having only first row. First row will be having only one column. So from the second row, even from the third row onwards, this loop will run. Okay, and triangle row comma column will be nothing but triangle of row minus 1, the previous column, plus triangle of row minus 1 column. Okay, this is nothing but this equation that we have formed here. Okay, so yeah, and then at last you will be returning your triangle of row index. I think that should be it, and it should work. Let's try to submit for the sample test cases before submitting for the final evaluation. Okay, it's giving some kind of error. Okay, we have done a typing mistake here. Again, some compilation error. The value is not being okay. We have not written the return keyword. Okay, it's a null pointer exception. Okay, found out that we have not added the row the time we declared it, so that's why it was giving some error. So now it's fine. And this will be your current row that will be declared. Okay, and then you will add your current row to the triangle. And then you will be filling your current row. And at last you will be returning the row at the row index. Okay, now let's try to submit for the sample test cases. As you can see, it's getting accepted for sample test cases. Let's try to submit for final evaluation. As you can see, it's getting accepted. So the code will be available in C++ and Java both. So it will not take much of a effort to convert it in Java. Just few modifications will be there. Okay, I will be converting it. Uh, so thank you for watching. If you are still having any doubts, please feel free to ask them in the comment section. I will be more than happy to answer them. Thanks.